Hey, it's Joshua Priyu here with Lisa Williams A-Team. And of course, I'm here with my partner, Lisa Williams. And we are the A-Team Nevada. And we're here to do a little market update for you for the month of March of 2026. We kind of want to tell you what's going on in the world. Things have changed quite a bit in the last, let's say, 6 weeks or so. And so we just want to tell you a little bit about it. So things have changed quite a bit in the last, let's say, month or so. As you know, you're probably out in the world too, and you're seeing everything change. And the biggest thing to remember is anytime there's uncertainty in the world, that's when we're going to see, big drastic changes, right? Our gas prices are super high right now. Our stock market is dropping. And of course, our real estate has slowed down a ton, and our interest rates went back up again. And so, just about, well, let's say about March 1st. So a little over a month ago, I would have told you this is definitely a seller's market. Now, we have been generally low on inventory for pretty much the last 3 years. So lower than we ever have been. And our inventory is definitely at an all-time low right now. All of a sudden, I'm sure you heard it on the news, probably right around the end of February, that interest rates had dropped under 6%. People were feeling pretty good about the economy. Our gas prices were down in our area to the low $3. Stock market was, going nuts, and everybody was up over 50,000 points or whatever it was at the time. I think it was even higher than that. Of course, interest rates came down. Once we got under that 6% mark, all of a sudden a bunch of buyers jumped into the market. And I will tell you, I have a lot of buyers I'm working with right now, but things really slowed down. So about March 1st, it was a seller's market. We had very little inventory and a whole bunch of buyers. And I have several clients, I know Lisa does too, and she'll probably tell you about hers, that we're looking at houses, and before we can even make offers, they're going off market. Or we're writing offers and we're in a multiple offer situation, and without offering more than asking price, then we weren't getting those deals. And in my own personal business, things have been relatively busy. I mean, I shouldn't even say relative. I've been running around like nuts. And I am not in any current deals right this moment. I have several listings coming onto the market. I have lots of buyers I'm working with, but several have not made it into contract because of the multiple offers. And then all of a sudden, as you know, we started a fight with Iran, and now things changed almost overnight, right? So all of a sudden, gas prices go skyrocketing, stock market goes dropping, and people slow down immediately. And so what we're seeing kind of currently right now, it's about the second week of April, is buyers are starting to get a little bit more confidence again. Inventory hasn't come up yet, at least in the numbers, but there is a lot more inventory on its way.
So what I'm seeing in this market lately is I've been writing on many different properties where there's multiple offers. A couple times I got beat. Recently, we won on one for a large down payment and a short close of escrow, so that was helpful. But we are full on into our spring market right now, and it's busy. There was a lot of pent up buyer demand, people on the sidelines, and now people kind of understand that rates are not going back to 8%, but they're also not going back to 4. So even with so much uncertainty in the world and in the current events, we're seeing a lot of influx to our area. So if you're thinking about making a move, thinking about relocating here, call us. It's just a conversation.
All right, I got all the stats here, so I apologize as always that I'm going to be reading off of a piece of a paper, but I think it's important that I actually give you the numbers because it really does paint a picture. Now, one thing I will say is back in February was when all these buyers were jumping into the market. Interest rates went down under 6%, and there was a lot of buyers, but our inventory wasn't high, and so a lot of people started getting into contracts in February, and they're closing in March. Now, since those contracts got, everything changed with what's going on in the world. And so you're going to see some of these numbers have gone up a lot in March, but things have kind of cooled off since. But it is important to note that our median sales price is down. This first report is just month over month. So, February to March. Our median sales price did go down a little bit, down to $537,000 here in Carson City. But our closed sales went up dramatically by 27%. So we had 42 closed sales in the month of March. Now that's probably a little typical because we are slower in the winter months, but we're still in winter in March. And for us to have such a skyrocketing number like that, it has a lot to do with all those buyers that jumped in the market in February. Couple of other little bits of information. I thought it was really interesting in March, month over month, we went up 85% with new listings in March. So there is more inventory joining the market right now. And so that is a big jump. One of the things that I thought was really interesting is actually down month over month is 98.4% of these properties are getting into contract at list price. So that's actually down a little bit from February. But that means that there's enough buyers in the market that's actually pushing the highest price that they can get. And that's what I was talking about before. We have a lot of buyers in the market. So it was a little bit more of a seller's market for a moment there with the higher pricing and contracts at list price. So year to date, it's probably a little bit more helpful, but we are down median home price. So a year ago this time, we went down about 2.2% as of 2026 to $535,000 for the median home price in Carson City. Our number of closed sales went down dramatically by 16%. So we did 103 total sales in the month of March, and that is down. One thing that was interesting too was that the median days to contract has actually gone up by 82%, which basically means in our world that people are getting into contract quicker. So you put your house onto the market and you have a buyer in contract sooner. That went up dramatically from last year. And again, that's because there's not enough inventory for the amount of buyers that were active in February. And then, of course, new listings is down year over year right now. So we're down about 17% with new listings from last year at this time. So things have changed dramatically. If we didn't go and start a conflict in the Middle East, probably things would be a little bit different right now. Whether you're on one side or the other and your thoughts on that whole situation, there is a lot of uncertainty right now in the world. So with all that going on, things have slowed down a ton for us in this market. But at the same time, me and Lisa are rocking. I mean, we are busy and we are running around like crazy people. We have new listings coming on the market. We're working with lots of different buyers. So we're kind of running around like crazy. But I feel like if there wasn't as much uncertainty, we would be getting into more and more contracts right now.
Hey everybody, we sure enjoy making these videos for you. We hope you enjoy them. If you're getting value out of these videos, go ahead and like, subscribe, and continue to come back to our channel. We love living in Carson City and we love talking about it and sharing it with you. So give us a call or send us an email. All of our contact information is down below. Thanks.